Welcome back again, monkeys. I'm Scott Pyburn.
Hey, I'm Dom DeBellis.
We're monkeys drinking beans. Good morning, Dom. How are you today?
I'm good, and I'm thirsty, so I'm drinking a lot of water.
Excellent, excellent. So today's topic, we're going to discuss something that we brought up in a recent episode, our Star Trek Discovery episode. We're going to talk about streaming services and how is streaming the new cable.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting topic because I cut the cord for cable a long time ago.
Me too.
I've got a digital antenna and I have internet. And recently I almost got Dish, but it didn't work out. There's a big tree in my front yard because I was paying a lot for internet. So, but I did get them to cut me a deal on the internet. So I was like, all right. But yeah, I cable's so expensive. It's so freaking expensive.
I don't know how people pay for it.
But here's the thing: the companies are getting smarter and craftier and wilier because now you've got all these streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. You know, Netflix being the granddaddy of all the streaming services, the one that put Blockbuster video out of business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put the nail in the coffin on them. Just for you kids who don't know what a video store is, you used to actually have to go to the store and physically rent discs or tapes. Ask your grandfather what a tape is. You know, what a VHS tape is. Or
Daddy, what's a videotape?
Yeah, or DVDs. And if your film wasn't there, well, maybe we get it next time.
Daddy, they were all out of Batman Begins.
Yes. So Netflix and Hulu are kind of the big boys on the block, but the studios are getting smarter. They're all coming out with their own now. Again, we talked about this briefly in our Star Trek episode, the Star Trek Discovery episode. CBS All Access is the first studio to come out and say, we're going to give you access to an entire vault of media for a monthly fee. And by putting Star Trek Discovery on that, because CBS All Access has been around for a few years. I don't know exactly how long they've been around, but they didn't just roll it out. It's been out for a while. But by putting their new Star Trek show on it exclusively, I think it's going to jack up their sales and give them more of a foothold in the market compared to Hulu and Netflix. But there's all these other services. There's HBO Now. You can get HBO for $15 a month. There's DirecTV Now, which is Dish, which is live streaming. Sling is also a live streaming service where you can get all these channels that you would get with cable for $20 or $30 a month. But when does it become cost prohibitive? When does it become, oh, now I'm paying $100 a month for streaming services, I might as well just get cable?
Right.
What's your take on it, Dom?
Well, I mean, you basically outlined my take on it. That basically is becoming the new cable.
That was my hint to say you talk for a while.
Well, I mean, it's hard when you just basically outlined everything I said. I mean, it's at what point do you because I think honestly I'm of the opinion, like, why can't I just get the films or titles or shows that I want from competing producers, right? Why can't I just order a la carte? Like, why do I have to order? Like if I want to stream Bright, which is the new Will Smith Orc movie, right?
Yes. Which if you haven't seen the trailer, Google it. It's coming out. It's the first exclusive to Netflix, big production Hollywood blockbuster film. This preview, and it looked
got
like
$100 million budget.
Yeah,
so
yeah. It looked like it was like a movie preview I'd seen in the theaters but it's coming exclusively to Netflix.
But let me just say, if I want to stream Bright, right, from Will Smith, and that's from Netflix, right? But I also want to stream Chance, right, and The Handmaid's Tale from Hulu. Now, those are exclusively available on Hulu.
Right.
But what if I just want to grab those titles from Hulu? I want to grab Netflix, a title from Netflix like Bright, and I want to be able to grab some titles from HBO Now, like what is that HBO title that you watch on?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Like, I want to watch that.
Yeah.
And that's it. Can't I just order a la carte?
Yeah. See, that's.
Why do I have to buy 3 different monthly services.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
The studios are not learning from the past, and that's the problem.
And that's the problem, exactly right. The studios don't matter, people.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we live in the age of iTunes, okay?
Mm-hmm,
Apple took that whole model
yeah,
and they stripped it.
yep.
And they said, okay, now you can buy music 1 track at a time for 99 cents.
Yeah,
and that's the model we need to get.
Yeah, and Amazon did the same thing. You can rent titles and download titles without having an Amazon Prime membership.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime did the same thing. They had their own, and Amazon Prime, unfortunately, I'm seeing the nail in the coffin there because they had really great original shows that they canceled. And it's like, wait a minute, you got your own deal. Are you not getting?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Why would you not give the show at least 3 seasons?
Yeah.
Here's the thing that Hollywood doesn't understand. If you don't give a show 3 seasons, why did you produce it in the first place?
Right.
We're not getting the eyeballs we need. Well, you're not giving it a chance. You need
to give a show legs. You need to let it get its legs.
Yeah, yeah. But I agree. It's like, here's the thing. They threw away the Blockbuster model because they said, well, nobody wants to rent titles anymore. But yet now we do. Because now I've got to pay the same amount to get all or nothing. It's an all or nothing package. Well, you pay for HBO now, you get all of it. What if I don't want all of it? I don't need all of it.
I don't want all of it.
I just want what I want. I want to rent a video. I want to go back to the video store and say, oh, I'll pay $3 for that.
Sure.
So, yeah. But here's the thing. You said a la carte. You brought up a la carte. And Sling, which I'm investigating currently. Again, I was considering getting Dish because even though I'm anti-cable, I was paying just as much for my internet service as I could if I had bundled 2 services together.
Okay.
So I called AT&T, which is who I got my internet with, and basically said, look, I'm paying a ridiculous amount just for internet. Can you cut me a deal? I'm a loyal customer. I've been there for 5+ years, et cetera, et cetera. And they said, yeah, well, we can cut your bill by $10 and give you cable. Well, okay, great. Well, we could also offer you Dish. Well, what channels are available on Dish? What channels are available on cable? Well, the channels I wanted, like American Movie Classics, which has The Walking Dead, is only available on Dish. So I said, set me up. So originally I was going to go set me up with cable, and I said, no, set me up with Dish. Dish guy comes out. I got a ginormous tree in my front yard. I'm fidgeting, then I just dropped something. Oh, well, squirrel. I got an enormous tree in my front yard, and it blocks the view, which, okay, can anybody who works for a satellite company explain this to me? I have a plastic digital antenna inside my brick house, and I receive a signal from the city of Chicago that is clear as day. Okay, once in a while, the sun's in the wrong house, the moons are not aligned, and Aquarius is out of whack. I get a little pixelation, minor pixelation for maybe a half an hour on a channel, and then I go to watch another channel, it comes back. Plastic antenna inside a brick house, yet they can't mount a metal dish to the outside of my house and have it go through a tree so I can get a clear signal, and it's got to be pointing in one direction. Can you explain this to me? Maybe the satellite science geeks can explain. Maybe the satellite's because it's coming from outer space, it's not coming from a tower on the ground straight across. Maybe because the waves are going this way and that way and bouncing off the atmosphere. I'm not a science person. I don't get it. But I think we would have better technology by now. So, there's a tree.
You're asking me because this is above my pay grade.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not asking you because I know it's above your pay grade because we're monkeys drinking beans. I'd be Chris Hardwick if it wasn't above my pay grade by now, but I'm not. So.
I'm just saying.
So basically the guy came out and said, no, sorry, you got this ginormous tree unless you want to cut down the tree. And I'm like, it's not my tree. I can't do anything about that. And then it would take away the shade from my house. So no. So I called him up and canceled it. And it was just like, all right. So, but then I said, look, you got to cut my internet bill because I'm going online and there's 4 other companies that can, I can have the same internet, if not faster, for half the price. So they cut my internet. But that's my round robin to getting back to Sling TV, which is the closest live streaming service where you do have an a la carte choice. You've got 2 different basic packages, and then you can a la carte a sports bundle. You can a la carte a movie bundle. You can a la carte different bundles. and I haven't fully investigated it yet, but it's one of those things. It's like, all right, if I was paying $80 a month for just my internet, and now I've got that cut in half. I've got an $80 budget that I could spend, but that's got to go for Netflix. That's got to go for HBO or Sling or whatever. Once I get to that cap, I'm done. I can't go anymore, you know. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, by doing this all or nothing streaming services, Hulu and Netflix and HBO, it's all or nothing. I can't just say, well, you know what? I got $3 in my account. I want to watch a movie. I can rent that. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It just seems to me that we're spending a lot of money on consuming content, and I'm going to bring it back to this because I keep bringing it back to this subject. I want to be a creator of content, not a consumer of content.
Sure.
So, because my whole profit model is based on being a content creator, right? So the more I watch content, the less content I create.
Yeah, but at the same time, if there's nobody out there watching the content, then why are we creating it? So it's very much a round robin catch-22.
You just made my argument.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You just made my argument.
Well, the other argument that we've discussed this in previous shows before too is and maybe we're not worth watching. I don't know, because we have a very limited viewership right now. So tell your friends,
Yes.
make something worth watching.
Yes, exactly.
We're having a conversation, and that's part of what our show's all about, is join in the conversation. Tell us what you're thinking, because we're thinking these things. We can't be the only ones on the planet thinking these things. Join in and tell us what you think. But if these studios would just create original new content instead of recycling and remaking and repurposing old things, it's like, give me something original. Then I would gladly give you my $8 a month or my $9 a month. Okay, you've got some fantastic stuff. Unfortunately, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about, the TV binging and fasting. Okay. So we binge a show. We love to binge shows, and that's what the whole streaming thing is. Great. Give me all my show now, then I can watch my show and I can go on and get on with my life.
Right.
Well, unfortunately, we don't go on and get on with our life. We binge watch a show, and it's like a drug. And we did a show, I Wanted a Drug. We recovered some of this stuff. Go check it out.
Yes.
Shameless plug. But
no, it's a good show. It was a good show.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
So.
We don't get out. We look for the next binge. And unfortunately, and I've done this, I watch a show on Netflix and love it, and then I'm like, okay, what's the next show? And Netflix is starting to produce a lot of really fantastic original content. They're becoming a studio. God bless them for that. Not just, they started out like Fox, and now, they have The Simpsons.
Well, they did what a lot of really successful companies do. They make their money, they make the profit selling what other people produce, and then they reinvest those profits into making their own product, right?
Yeah.
And making more profit by selling their own profit.
Yeah, like what Disney used to do.
They're leveling up.
Yeah.
Yes, they're leveling up.
And they don't do anymore.
Well, Disney isn't doing it anymore.
That's
but
what I
Netflix
said. That's what I said. What Disney used to do and doesn't do anymore.
That's correct.
Speaking of which, they're coming out with their own streaming service in 2018 or 2019.
Right.
But basically,
that you will pay for it.
Yeah. Well, again, and you and I have discussed this. I don't know if we've discussed this in a show or not. We might have touched on it. I will pay for it if it's all in, if it's all access. And I'm talking everything from the Mickey Mouse Club to Zorro to, you name it.
I think we did. Yeah.
I think we did talk about that. But that's a squirrel. But what I was getting back to is you binge watch, you look for the next show to binge watch. And unfortunately, not all the content is just as good as what you just watched. So you get this high endorphins of, oh my God, the show was so great. The show was so great. Oh, wait, that looks interesting. And you watch that and it's like, it's kind of here. It's not really as exciting. It's disappointing. It's not really as exciting as this show.
Right.
And then you just keep, well, I got to find that. It's a drug. I got to find that binge. I got to find that next show that's just as good as this last show I saw.
Right.
Versus go out and create something. Get off your butt. Go for a walk. Do something.
Right.
You know, I mean, we all love to binge, but at the same
I
time,
love to create. I love it.
yeah.
It's where I get my endorphins
Hmm.
from. So, if we are creators, then we should be getting that endorphin rush from writing a poem,
Hmm.
from sketching something,
Yeah.
from making some sketch cards, from illustrating a story that we're coming up with,
Right.
or I don't know. I can't imagine not creating.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and that's the great thing about some of these services is they are creating new things. Netflix is creating new things. That film Bright. If you have not seen the trailer for this movie, Google it after
Oh,
you
you
finish
gotta Google this. This is
after you finish watching our show.
yeah. Yes.
But
Let me
because
catch you doing it now. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. We'll put a link in if you really want to. Just give us our next 7 to 10 minutes, and then we'll we'll let you go watch your show. But it's the first blockbuster movie that Netflix is doing with an all-star cast and billion-dollar special effects, and it looks really good, and it looks original. It's an original take on a non-original concept. It's a 30-second review. It's a cop buddy movie, but set in a world where there's orcs and fairies and trolls and magic wands. So Will Smith's partner is an orc.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, have you seen this before a little bit? Yeah, Alien Nation kind of did it way back in the day, but it's a new twist on it, a new spin on it.
Yeah.
And I like Will Smith, so I'm on board. I'll give him a shot.
And it feels a little bit like his Men in Black franchise.
Yeah. I mean, Will Smith has done some great films. Take him and leave him for, he's done some films that have been great. He's done some films that have not been great. If he's got to go back to what makes money, God bless him for doing that. But do an original spin on it. Don't give me Men in Black 4 because nobody wants to see that. So they're doing that. YouTube Red, which we haven't really talked about much. We wanted to do a show on that at one time. I don't know if we'll do an entire show based on that, but YouTube Red is a new studio that's giving creators access to producing their own content. But again, it's going to be another pay service at some point. If it kind of is already, they want you to subscribe to it, and it's like, yeah, okay, I don't know. How many of these do I really have the money to put out there?
Yeah, because you're basically asking us to subsidize your model.
Yeah.
You're asking us to become subscribers
Or patrons, which there's nothing wrong with if you've got quality content already. If you're producing something, yeah, I'll support it. As an artist, I will support, other artists if they're producing something that excites me, that puts something out there. Okay, you're putting out a painting or a drawing or a comic or a movie or whatever. I'll support that. But you can't just say, well, you can't be wimpy. I'll show you the hamburger if you pay me now. I'll show you the hamburger on Tuesday. You got to show me the hamburger. Show me the hamburger.
You got to give me some value, right?
Yeah, let me smell it at least. If I like it, I'll buy it.
Because I'm not gonna subscribe just because you're an artist and I feel sympathy for you.
Right.
Don't play that card.
Yeah, or empathy, or okay, I'm an artist, you're an artist, great. Okay, great, but you know what? Yeah. Show me what you got, otherwise, I can't help you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's this big wall with YouTube Red. I haven't been able to get past do you want to subscribe or try it now for free? But all these try it now for frees, they require you to put a credit card number and go into their automatic subscription queue, and it's like, no, give me a week and then block me. But you're not getting my digits until I've decided whether I want to try your service or not.
That's correct. You shouldn't have to put in your credit card number.
Yeah, but they all want you to go into the subscription, the chimp mail kind of deal. It's like, okay, it's like going to the website and basically trying to read an article and a pop-up pops up. Do you want to get news every day? No, I just want to read your damn article. Leave me the hell alone. Let me read the article, and if I really like you, I'll subscribe to you. If I don't really like you, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
But
leave me out of your stupid funnel.
Yeah, but you don't get something from me just for showing up.
Yeah.
Except maybe an email address. That I'll give away.
Yeah.
You should subscribe to our email address.
Well, it's one thing to give your email address, but it's quite another to
give your credit card number. Yeah.
Give your credit card number, for goodness sake. I mean, our Monkeys Drinking Beans website, we ask for your email address.
Yeah.
We don't force you to do it.
Right.
You
And
know,
you can,
we don't
and
say
you can,
well, your email address or you can't see content.
yeah, and you can opt out if you don't,
Yeah.
want to get our emails, and that's fine. We respect that. For us, it's
We don't shake you down for your credit card number, for God's sake.
yeah, we don't have a patron page.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's an interesting time, and in a similar way, it's very much like what's going on with Amazon and Toys R Us and Walmart, and how Walmart is the big gorilla, and now Amazon's become the big gorilla. Toys R Us is going into bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Blockbuster Video thought they were going to be around forever.
Yeah.
And guess what? Netflix put them out of business.
They were the franchise to buy back in the day.
Yeah.
People were saying, "Yeah, I'm just going to buy a Blockbuster and retire."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't adapt, you die.
Yeah.
That's how it is, unfortunately. So but it'll be interesting to see, because unfortunately, this is snake oil in a sense of the fact that they're repackaging the same product and selling it in a different way. It's like, okay,
Right.
We can't get people to spend $100 a month on cable, but we can get people to spend $10, $5, $15, because if we chunk it into small chunks and divide the pie, we still all get the pie. But
Yeah.
obviously, people like you and I, we're a little too smart to fall for that. Yeah, I'm going to pay for a slice once in a while, maybe for a little while, but then eventually I'm going to say, you know what? I don't want cherry pie anymore. I want apple pie. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a very interesting time to be alive.
Yes.
But yeah.
Well, do we have anything else to cover? It's a little bit of a short show, but we've gone long on some of the shows. So.
Yeah, I think that's about it. We've covered everything that I wanted to cover. But yeah, I encourage people to experiment with fasting, because the binging only makes us fat.
It does. It does. I would encourage people, like I'm encouraging my mom and a friend of mine, cut the cord. Go on Amazon, buy yourself a digital antenna if you live near a major metropolitan city where you can get a decent digital signal, because they put it out there.
Yeah.
And most of this, you're going to pay $30 to $100, or even like Netflix. I got Netflix, and honestly, I'm thinking at some point of cutting that, because the content doesn't refresh as often. You still got 500 movies, but there's nothing you really want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then part of that is a symptom of the binge mentality. But that's
I don't even look at it that way. I look at it in terms of there's an opportunity cost when you are binging and if you're on Netflix every day.
Mm-hmm.
I look at that and I say, okay, what am I not doing because I'm watching Netflix every day?
There's hours of your life you could be doing something different, producing something, going for a walk with your family,
Sure.
anything productive other than just sitting on your butt getting fatter.
Right.
Which I'm guilty of.
I mean, I could be getting fresh air. I could be, spending time with people,
Mm-hmm.
actual people.
Yeah.
In actual places.
Yes.
Like my nearby cafe, or I could be at a library reading books, checking out books, and I could be writing, I could be creating, you're always after me to work on my novel, but I actually also have other writing projects that I'm supposed to be working on right now.
Yeah.
Like I've got a nonfiction book.
Mm-hmm.
Nonfiction book is supposed to be getting worked on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I'm watching a movie on Netflix, guess what? I'm not working on my novel, or I'm not working on my book project.
Yep.
And
I'm
if I'm supposed to be blogging every week, I'm supposed to be blogging every week. I'm behind right now on my blogging schedule because I haven't finished my blog this week.
Sure.
And it's already Wednesday, so my week is getting along in the tooth.
Yes, this is true.
So I need to fast from watching TV because there are other good things that I need to be doing.
Yeah, well, there's so many hours and minutes in the day, and you don't get them back. So,
No, you really don't.
So make them as productive as possible, because you can love Netflix, but Netflix doesn't love you back.
No, it really doesn't, does it? And Netflix doesn't pay the bills.
No, it doesn't.
Mm.
So with that, go out and be creative today.
Absolutely.
That's our show. I'm Scott Pyburn.
Hey, I'm Dom DeBellis.
We're Monkeys Drinking Beans. We'll see you next time.